Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to RailBird Festival on the grounds of the historic Keeneland Race Course in Bluegrass Country, Lexington, Kentucky. And I'm here with the one, the only, Grayson Jenkins. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well, man. Appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah, you just had a nice set on.
Thank you,
stuff.
sir. Good
Thanks
and
for having
toasty.
us backstage. Yeah, very toasty, actually.
Get hot.
So what is it about RailBird that you like so much?
Man, for me, being pretty local, having so many friends on the bill, myself on the bill, and then also getting to Leon Bridges, Jason Isbell, artists I strive to be like,
Awesome,
all on the
man.
same bill.
So you gave up a full-time job in my research of you to pursue this career about 4 or 5 years ago. What drives you to excel in this area of expertise, as I call it?
I don't know. My dad, I think, like a lot of people, he was a big influence on hard work, and so I've always applied that to whatever I was doing, sports, work, whatever, and so I just do that with music now, just head down, busting ass as hard as I can to make it happen.
So if somebody was watching this that you and I may never talk to, never meet, what advice could you offer them to jump into this line of work? Because there's a lot about it that is always not glamorous, for lack of a better way to put it.
I know. I was just telling the band, I was like, it's so much work to just get on stage. And so I would think, set your intentions and do what you need to do to make those happen. I mean, you got to figure out what you want to do the work.
What's the best piece of advice ever given to you? It could be more than one, personal or professional.
I think one thing I've learned and other people have recommended too is to hire good people you can count on. Because I've had other people, like every line of work, you have people you can't count on, and that just makes life a lot harder. So
it does.
Find a crew, be good to them, and they'll be good to you.
I know all about having a good crew.
Yeah.
Got them here today.
Shout
Thanks,
out.
guys. I appreciate it. So this is kind of like a dream question. If you could be on stage with any 5 musicians, you don't have to name 5, living or deceased, famous or not, who would it be and maybe why? It can be 2 or 3 if it doesn't come to mind.
Well, I don't know if I can reel off my full band lineup, but artists would be John Prine, Sturgill Simpson, Keith Whitley, Chris Christopherson, and we got to get a female in there. Let's do Stevie Nicks.
There you go.
That'd be a good lineup.
Yeah. Nothing else, just a limo ride would be pretty fun. I love
some good stories.
I love that. So let me ask you this question. Is there a particular song that's your favorite? It might be one of your own. It could be, an artist that's well known or not. And if there is a favorite song, whether it's famous or not, what is it and why?
For me, Help Me Make It Through the Night by Chris Christopherson. His storytelling, he wasn't the greatest singer, but just the honesty in his storytelling, and I think that's kind of the peak of it for me. And I love a good love ballad.
I'm getting chills just thinking about that song and hear his voice in the back of my head.
Man, and so many people have covered it too, but it's just a killer song.
So I love this question. It gives a lot of insight into a person's character. We ask all of our guests this, but do you ever feel misunderstood?
Yeah, sometimes, if you're playing the wrong room or the wrong stage, then you're just in front of the wrong people. You gotta, it takes a while. That's another piece of advice, is find your people. You can try to force a round peg in a square hole, but it's not going to work too well.
No, it's not. So this show is called MoxieTalk, and for those that may not know, Moxie is defined as basically having courage or grit. Where do you get your moxie from, man, to walk away from a full-time job, career, and do this? It's pretty impressive.
Man, I grew up on a farm, and so I worked really hard as a kid and up till now. And then also I lost my mom in 2015, and
sorry.
Well, I appreciate that, but for me it's a drive for me. That was right before I quit my job, and it's like, what else are you gonna do in this life but enjoy, do something you enjoy.
Exactly.
So that's it for me.
I love that. So we ask this question of all our guests. We do more of a polished type studio, but sitting down and stuff, but you're our 368th guest in the library.
Just over the year mark or day mark.
Yeah, exactly. We do. We've been doing it for about 15 years. So we ask this question. God forbid, Grayson, you walk out of here and for whatever reason it's your last day on earth. How do you want to be remembered by friends, family, colleagues?
I'd like to be remembered as loyal and compassionate. I think those are 2 things. I try to take care of my friends because my friends take care of me and family as well. But I like to be remembered as somebody that, if you're really in a pinch, I want to be the guy you call.
I appreciate it.
That's me.
That's awesome. That's a great answer. Cool. Sky's the limit for you, man.
Thank you, man. I
You're
appreciate it.
in the first couple chapters, in my opinion. We'll do an elbow bump, fist
I
bump. We'll
appreciate
do that too.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
so
y'all
much,
for having me.
I appreciate your time.